I started to think, what if I could do living in Africa full term? Like, is that real? Can that happen? Hey, what's up? This is Nzali with Nzali Takes Africa. I support Black millennial women in creating the life that they deserve while living on the African continent. Now, if that sounds like something that you're interested in, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. So I know you're wondering, like, what does she have on? She's looking cold. She cannot be in Ghana. And you are right, I am not in Ghana. I flew home for the holidays. So this December, I am in North Carolina. All right. However, I realized in my little reflection time at home that I never told you why I actually chose to move to Ghana or Africa in general. So today I want to actually go through what were some of the things I was thinking, what were some of the motivations that I had that kind of led me to the African continent. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so
let's take a trip
back in time to it was 2014. So 2014, I was participating in my Rites of Passage program, which was a transformational womanhood rites of passage where you learn some spiritual tools, some womanhood tools to kind of help you navigate into the next stage of your development. So during that time, I kind of came to the realization that I would like to travel more. I would like to get out of the United States. I would like to see something different and experience something, that nobody that I knew really had experienced. So when I was thinking about, okay, where can I go? Where can I go? It was kind of like a first instinct to just say Africa, right? I guess maybe, as a Black person, descendant of Africa, at some point in my lineage, it just was like, okay, go to Africa. So that was the first remnants of the idea that I wanted to go. Then it was a matter of where are you going to go? So with the where are you going to go, I really didn't have a clue. And what ended up happening is that a job opportunity presented itself in South Africa. So I went to South Africa first. Absolutely love the country. Beautiful place. I recommend any and every person of color to go. After that, when I was in South Africa, I actually took a trip to Ghana with a friend of mine. And so taking that trip to Ghana kind of exposed me to West Africa in a very real, practical way. So in the United States, there are a lot of different African immigrants who come from West Africa, but there's still a little bit of like a detachment, like that's their culture over there and this is African American culture over here. And rarely do we kind of really blend or combine. So anyway, I took the trip to Ghana. I was like, Ghana's cool. Ghana's a vibe, right? And then I didn't think anything of it, went back to South Africa, finished working there, and then came back to the United States. When I was in the United States, I was like, oh, I can't do this. I miss my peace of mind. I miss how my skin was glowing in Africa. I miss the fresh food. I was like, you would have thought that I grew up in an African country the way I was homesick, right? And so I was so homesick. I took another trip after, I think maybe like 3 or 4 months of being back in the United States. And then I just kind of convinced my brain that, like, absolutely, like, you can do whatever you want to do. So once that kind of switched in my mind, then it became like a how. And so what actually kind of drove me when I sit back and I really think like, okay, what was motivating you to like really want to go and do something like that and you don't have any model of how to do it? Right? I've seen a lot of Africans come to America, but I ain't seen too many Black Americans go to Africa and live in Africa. Like they may go for vacation, they may go for a trip, but I'm talking about that's where you spend primarily most of your time during the year. I had never seen that. So what I really was desiring when I thought about it was like, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up about it, but I was really desiring something different. Like, I wanted a different life. You know, I had done everything that my parents told me that I should do. I had gone to university. Go Howard, go Bison. I had gotten a career. I was a teacher, and a damn good one, right? Or a really good one. And I still felt like, what am I doing? Like, I'm doing it. I'm in a career that I love, but like, there got to be something more. There has to be more than just, you know, working, paying bills, and that's that. Where is the enjoyment? As we say in Ghana, like, I wanted a change of scenery. I wanted a different lifestyle, something that would challenge me, something that would be exciting. You know, when you start something new, there's a lot of, how should I say it? There's a lot of hurdles, but when you overcome those hurdles, there's like an adrenaline rush. You be like, I'm freaking, you know, Nefertiti out this be like, I can do anything, right? It's like that warrior princess energy kind of, you know, you're like, yeah, I body that, I can do anything. And living in Africa, the short amount of time that I had before really kind of like gave me that confidence boost that like, you can do it long term. So it was like that internal desire to like want something different, want something that was going to be challenging, wanted some more excitement, not just the mundane. It really kind of pushed my thinking to like, yeah, do it, go for it, try it. In addition to that, I really was like craving a connection to Blackness, if I should say. And when I say Blackness, meaning like where I grew up, the high school that I went to, for those of us who are from, you know, the Queen City, we know MP is very not black. I'm going to say that in the nicest way, politically correct way. So even when I was choosing my university, I chose a place that was really black. That's why I went to Howard. And being at Howard exposed me to all types of black people. Right? Black people from all over the world. So then that was like my first introduction to, for real, like African people who were born and raised in the continent and not in the Americas. And so once I had gone to South Africa and then come back to the States, I was like, hey, I'm over it. Like, I loved being in a place where when I get up every day, I look around, people look like me. People look like me. We share a similar energy or viewpoint of how the world works. And I didn't feel marginalized. That's the truth. It was like the first time, aside from my university experience, that I didn't feel marginalized in the greater society. And that is a powerful thing. As a Black American, actually going in your life and experiencing that is a very, very powerful thing. Not a lot of us get that experience, which is why I created this channel, which is why I'm telling young Black millennial women, go to Africa, live, work, play. Like, it will do something to your spirit, right? It's almost like it taps into some cellular memory that like was lying dormant, right? So having that connection to Blackness, that connection to Africanness in a very real, tangible way was amazing. It was something that I really craved. I really desired. It was something I think that I needed for my development as a woman first, right? And then another reason that I really chose to go to Ghana was because Ghana is peaceful, right? There are microaggressions that you will find amongst people, but it's like, it's natural conflict. It's not this orchestrated plot, plan, or a scheme that Ty set up. Shout out to Real Housewives of Atlanta, Mama Joyce. But it's not like this orchestrated structure to like marginalize you as a person. So that alone takes a weight up off of you. And so it was like, yeah, living in Africa, I never experienced peace in that manner. Like, not being afraid of violent outbursts, right? Not being afraid of somebody just doing a mass random shooting. Not being afraid of the students that I'm working with, because you don't know if the student's gonna shoot you, if the student's gonna fight you, or whatever the case may be. Also, it was a slower pace. So with that slower pace, it allows your body time to rest and rejuvenate itself, and really learn how to just sit with yourself and just have a certain level of calm, right? Like, African people are not violent people. And so we're very loving, we're very open, we're very accommodating. And so it was the first time I had experienced peace. And once I got a taste of that, once I got a taste of real freedom, I was like, oh, I need that every day. I need that level of calm, peace, and serenity every day. And so I liked that part of it. And once I got a taste of it, there was nothing else left for me to say. Those were just 3 of the things that were kind of dwelling in me as I was making this decision on if I should move to Ghana. And I made that decision. Now, do I think that Ghana is the only African country that people can go to and have or experience some of the things that I experienced? Absolutely not. Even for myself, I don't think that Ghana is my stopping point. I think it was my gateway type of point, as you should say, to kind of really explore the African continent in a more permanent type of situation. But I definitely see myself even going into some other African countries. So Ghana is just like my first home base, I should say, when it comes to living in Africa. So again, if you are a young Black millennial woman and you have an interest in living, working, and playing on the African continent, then make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to keep giving you content just like this and more. All right, until next time, peace, love.
Big things are happening now. More this, more that, more grace, oh, more cash, more babes, oh, more cars. Big things are happening now.